For the past week and a half, 2 weeks, I was quite sick and there was not much birding going around. I tried to recover from it and just to get back to it. Um, but I did some birding around the house and I did find a lesser spotted woodpecker just outside of my window. I knew for my patch, for my yard, and new for the year. A couple of days ago, I was feeling much better and I went out to do some of the field work that I'm doing. Found some really nice birds, and I want to show you what I found. European stonechat is a small passerine. It used to be considered a part of thrush family, but due to new genetic analysis and research, it is now considered a member of Old World flycatchers. It can often be spotted perched in open habitats such as fields. Mallards are one of the most widespread and well-known ducks in the whole world, especially in the northern hemisphere. While birding next to the Adriatic coast, yellow-legged gulls are absolutely everywhere. Since this was recorded at the end of January, lots of water birds were present at this location. Among them, this gorgeous drake of red-crested pochard. Not this one. This was just a photobomb. But this one. At this time of the year, ducks start pairing up, so it was really unusual to see this drake alone without its mate. For a long time it was relaxing among the mallards. This stunning duck is fairly large duck, but here you can see that it's still smaller than the mallard. Eurasian teal is one of our smallest ducks, and definitely one of the cutest. A new bird for my channel, common shelduck, was fighting for the spotlight with this gadwall. My camera had a really bad time trying to decide who to put in focus here. On one side, you have common shelduck. While sometimes they can be seen in huge flocks, usually those flocks comprise of several individuals. They are more numerous during the winter. And during the breeding season, we have several pairs breeding in salt pans and lagoons on the Adriatic coast. And on the other hand, gadwall is a beautiful, very common wintering bird in Croatia. With this, I decided to go more inland, away from the coast. With temperatures over freezing, bird activity was on the rise. Some individuals, like this one, were perched in a canopy and absorbed the sun rays, while others were giving me a show. And it seems like they were also starting to build their nests because this material this jay has in its beak, they use for nest building. Did you know that Eurasian jay is responsible for planting oak trees in the forest? Every fall they go to an oak tree and pick acorns, and they bring all the acorns to their cache. They can have several caches around the forest. And they have better memory where those said caches are than squirrels. That being said, a lot of these acorns do not get eaten, and they just sprout into new oak trees. If you do go away from Croatian coast and more into Croatian hinterland, you'll get to see the somber tit. This fascinating tit species is one of Croatia's original endemics. They can be seen from Caspian Sea through Middle East, Southern Balkans and Greece, all the way to Croatia. At this time of the year, tits are already getting really active and ready for the new breeding season. They start breeding much earlier than other species. They can be also really inquisitive, and this particular individual was circling around me and looking at me for a good 20 minutes. As the breeding season approaches, they're starting to be really chatty, so take a listen at this one tit. As one of the largest finch species in Europe, you would expect hawfinches to have much more intricate song. but it's not the case with them. They do a very simple pix sound that can be drowned out by other species singing at the same time as them. They have a powerful bill, one that can produce over 50 kilograms of bite force, and they use it to crack cherry kernels and other fruits and seeds. They like to stay in flocks, and at this particular location there was over 40 individuals. Fortunately, they were not the only finch species that I've seen. As you can see here, there were some European goldfinches. At this time of the year, European goldfinches are known to be very on the move birds and really hard to spot, but this individual just landed in front of me and I managed to get this footage. And as I said, with sun coming out and temperatures rising, some other birds also like to take some sun in, like this European robin. It's one of the most common species of Croatia, but I don't have nearly enough photos of them. And almost the same situation with Eurasian blackbird. Eurasian blackbird is our most common garden thrush species. I'm sure people would know blackbird song even if they didn't know anything about birds. There is some speculation that the hook for a song Barbie Girl was inspired by a blackbird song, but I am yet to hear that part myself, outside while birding. As the wind started picking up, I still managed to find a few species in a canopy, like the Searle bunting. There were 2 individuals there, but both of them were female, so there was no song to be heard. Searle buntings are not rare at all, and I am sure that in some of the future videos I'll get to show you adult male in all of its glory. But one thing that surprised me the most was how active the woodpeckers were. But that shouldn't be really surprising, as woodpeckers are one of the birds that started breeding much earlier than most of the species. In the past, at this location, I heard European green woodpecker many times, but this was actually the first time I saw them. And yes, while they are called woodpeckers, one of their main food sources are actually ants. So it is not uncommon to see black woodpecker, green woodpecker, and also gray-headed woodpecker on the ground foraging for their food, catching ants. If you look at this individual, if you check the mustache, you can see that there's no red in there. It's fully black, which means this is a female, and male will have a red patch. Most often, you can notice them due to their shrills and calls, unlike other woodpeckers, like pied woodpeckers that we have in Croatia. It is also easy to figure out the sex of this particular bird, as there is no red nape, which means that this individual is also a female. Sexual dimorphism in many woodpeckers is determined by red patch somewhere on their body, and in pied woodpeckers like great spotted, lesser spotted, and white-backed woodpecker, it's usually the red nape. And finally, one of the last birds that I've seen was this missel thrush, and I'm just gonna leave you to listen to their beautiful song. And to help you out, other birds that you can hear in this video are also somber tit, Eurasian blue tit, and great tit. Now, as you can see, these last 2 weeks and last couple of days, they were really nice. There were some really nice birds, some really, really nice views, especially the somber tit. It's probably one of my favorite tits that we have in Croatia. More to come in next couple of weeks, because the spring season is coming. More birds will be around. It will start getting warmer, so everything will start moving more. Cannot wait. See you in the field, huh?